Hey guys, it's your girl, Hope Love. She's back, and we're gonna get back into Draw the Line, a dreary story made by Kat, Alex, 2T's, 2X's, and we are on chapter 12, part 1, the first party. Now guys, remember to like and subscribe, and also that you can put on privacy settings so you don't have to get bullied for what you like. I know. If somebody is just stalking your internet account or something, or you just don't want your friends to go through it and see that you're a nerd or something, or a geek, or you just enjoy this stuff, I get it. Anyway, also, don't forget, I'll do something super special for 100 subs, and you can contribute to those ideals if you comment down below using the secret code word that I gave out in my last Hope Love show. I hope you enjoy this, and viewer discretion is obviously advised. There is no warnings on this, but that does not mean, on this chapter, but that does not mean that, in this chapter, that there will not be cursing. So, okay, and that I won't be cursing, obviously. Anyway, the day had finally come for the party, and almost all the 8th years were gathered in front of the fireplace. Okay, what are we playing first? Fancy said, reaching forward and grabbing a bottle of fire whiskey from the center. Dean and Seamus showed up with an armful each of alcohol, at which Hermione sighed and told them to sit it down in the middle of the circle with the food Harry and Ron picked up. Everyone looked at each other as no one gave any suggestions. Mine looks like I have to do everything, Pansy sighed dramatically. How about the Muggle game Truth or Dare? Or Drink? Oh, okay. I've heard some other ones where they've done, like, Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, but this is interesting. Okay. Most everyone just stared at her. Almost no one had heard that game before, except those with Muggle parents. Oh yeah, if you have Muggle parents, you're like, yeah, it's Truth or Dare, but you have to drink. It's great. Great idea, Pansy, Hermione said. I'll explain how you play it for everyone. One person spins the bottle. Wait, what? You're playing spin the bottle now? What the hell? I'm so confused. Spins the bottle, and the person it lands on has to do Truth or Dare. They get to choose which. And the person who spun gives them a Truth or Dare. If the person doesn't want to answer or do the dare, they have to take a shot of fire whiskey. Hermione shot a look at Seamus, who looked too smug for her taste. Everyone understand? Everyone nodded their hand in affirmative. Thanks. Now all we need is a bottle, Pansy said, and then took notice of the bottle still in her hand. Let's finish this one off. Games are always more fun when you're not completely sober. Pansy took a gulp and passed it around to Seamus, who was seated to her left. Seamus gave it a perch and took a gulp of the burning liquid and passed it to Dean. When the bottle was finally handed back to Pansy from Blacy, it was placed in the center, and Pansy volunteered to spin it first. The bottle spun a few times before slowing down to stop, before Neville audibly gasped when he saw she was giving him Truth or Dare, Longbottom, Pansy said, as a wide smirk spread across her face. Truth. Oh no. Poor Neville. Neville said, and hope it was the right decision. It evidently was, and as her smirk widened, even if that was even possible. Do you have a crush on someone in the circle? Yes! Oh my god, I knew Pansy was gonna do it. Pansy and Hermione are gonna Pansy is going to try and fully take advantage of getting, like, people together. I knew it. Yes, Neville mumbled, deciding to just answer what harm could it do? It's not like she could know who it was from that. She could know. Granted that we weren't that many people in the circle, but still enough. Enough to immediately guess it. Oh no, she's gonna guess it. Lacey turned a bit pink from admiration to avoid eye contact with Neville as he resolutely stared at the ground in front of him. Neville picked up the bottle and spun it again, and it landed on Hermione. Truth or dare? Truth, Hermione replied. Neville thought about it for a moment, and the idea popped into his head. When did you start liking Ron? Hermione smiled a bit at that, but was not nearly embarrassed by the question as Neville had been by his, and confidently answered, about third year. Really? Aww, Ron said, leaning a bit into her and kissing her cheek. Wish I made a move sooner, Hermione said. Hermione smiled and intertwined his fingers with his. So do I. You were incredibly dense. So do I. Incredibly dense. Hermione laughed and spun the bottle with her free hand. Landed on Lavender. Truth or dare? Lavender said confidently. Truth or dare? Dare, Lavender said confidently, and Hermione's grin spread across her face, getting in the game. I dare you to take a pitcher of water and dump it over your head. The whole thing. Hermione cast a spell to protect the carpet from the water as soon to come. She only felt a twinge of guilt at the thought of the dare. It felt a bit like a way to get her back for dating Ron and acting like a jit about it to her. Lavender looked at Hermione, a bit dumbfounded for a moment, but quickly walked over to the pitcher off the table, wanting to get the dare over quickly. Lavender turned to the pitcher over her head, and the circle of atheists was watched as it soaked her and evaporated before it hit the ground. Pansy snickered as Lavender's makeup ran down her face. Oh, dang, that's screwed up. And she replaced the pitcher onto the counter. Lavender walked jaggedly back to a spot and sat down, dripping wet. Everyone quietly snickered and watched her as they watched her. The game carried on for a bit. Everyone was drinking a bit, starting to get tipsy. Here's when it really comes out. Nope. It was like, nope. I'm thinking in my head right now, you don't understand. Hermione gave in and was sharing a bottle of fire whiskey between her and Ron. It was Pansy's turn, and the bottle rolled and stopped in front of Harry. I knew it. He was feeling a bit more than tipsy. Oh, it's over. It's over. Dare, Harry said, giggling a bit. I dare you to. Pansy slurred her words a bit. She had, by far, drunk the most. She looked around the group. Oh, no. As if she was contemplating something. And then her eyes landed on Draco, who didn't mean to be paying much attention. Snog Draco. Oh! Oh, my God. This is horrible. Wait, okay, I gotta read that again. To Snog Draco. And I don't mean any of that little kid shit where you just sit there with his lips touching. You gotta actually kiss him. Oh, God. Draco, who was a bit sober than both Pansy and Harry, had turned to her when his name was mentioned and now looked pure shock over her face. You can't involve me in this day. It's not fair. It's like, yes, I can. And I just did. There's no rule against it. Now both of you start snogging. Oh, you can't force me to. You You can't force me to. To? Draco looked over into Harry's eyes, silently pleading for him to drink instead. But Harry didn't seem to give a complaint. Oh! Harry hadn't drunk anything to skip out a dare or a truth the whole game. Instead, he just started drinking away. Draco cursed his Gryffindorness. Yeah, of course he did. Ron, however, looked absolutely horrified. That's so wrong, Pansy. Harry, you don't have to do it. And it's like, for once, I agree with Weasley. Draco said, his lips turning. Pansy, you can't be serious. I'm now do the dare. Wait, what? I gotta do the dare, blah, 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 and I just think I'm sick. What do you mean? No. Okay, this is bad. Come on, Malfoy. Let's go. Get the dare over with. Let's get the dare done with, Harry said, getting up and walking over to Draco, who started to back up. Part of Harry's brain was telling him he should be reacting like Ron was to the dare and be refusing to do it as Draco was. But a much larger part of his brain wanted it so bad. Yep, and he was so drunk at that moment, he was just like, you know what, bitch, I'm doing it. He was dying to know what it felt like to kiss Draco and had no idea when he was going to get another chance like this. He felt a little bit embarrassed over how bad he suddenly wanted to kiss him. Oh my god. But told himself that he always could blame it on the alcohol the next morning. Smart, Harry, smart. You can't be serious about this, Potter. Draco's face was getting redder and redder as Harry sat down in front of him and just hoped everyone would attribute it was to the alcohol in his system. Come on, Draco, it's just a dab, Lazy laughed, finally joining in. Yeah, you gotta do it, or we'll just all come up with something worse for you. Seamus crackled, and Dean swung, placed in his arms. Seamus' waist kept him from tipping over. Seamus was slightly less drunk than Pansy. Ron looked over at the group, slightly horrified. Draco let out a sigh, knowing he lost, and scooted closer to Harry. When he reaches his hand, he places Draco's neck, and then Draco felt his lips and shut his eyes closely. I'm kissing Harry Potter. Actually kissing Harry Potter. Draco thought his stomach did a flip. The thought their lips were so pressed together awkwardly. The exact thing Pansy said not to do. What did I say about not doing the little kid pecs? Pansy said voice traveled to them. Harry suddenly tilted his head, and moved his lips against Draco's. Draco's head was spinning. Oh, Merlin. He thought Harry's lips were softer than he thought, and he suddenly felt himself melting into Harry as they kissed. Harry decided in this moment that this was the best kiss he'd ever had, and would happily die kissing Draco Malfoy. Okay. Well, then his stomach twisted, and as the realization of liking this kiss meant he suddenly sobered up and pushed back from Draco, who kept his eyes closed for a moment, not wanting it to be over. That he had to have been one of the best things he had ever happened to him. Draco decided, and felt strangely empty as Harry pulled away. Bloody hell, Ron said as Harry and Draco returned to their seats. My eyes! Oh, stuff it, Weasley, Pansy laughed. And like that, the moment was over. The tension could be cut with a knife. Harry picked a bottle up and hesitantly, and it landed on Draco. Aw, dang, truth or dare? Did you enjoy Truth or Dare? Did you enjoy the kiss? Pansy cut in before Potter could answer. It was against the rules, but Draco could feel the tug of the answer in the back of his throat. Whatever magic that bound players to tell the truth while the game was continued. That as a question, Draco took a shot. Oh, man. Okay, the first party, chapter 12, part 2. Draco picked up the bottle and gave it a spin. The bottle spun and slowly came to a stop, pointing at Blacy, who was seated next to Draco. Blacy gulped. He knew whatever he chose, it was be bad, especially after that dare Harry had to do. Dare, Blacy said. It was then to have to do the dare. I dare you to. Draco ground still. Kiss Longbottom. Oh, they're mean. Blacy spouted at Neville, blushed, and looked down at his feet. Oh my god, stop making people kiss people they don't want to, Ron shouted. I mean, Harry definitely did. I'm not going to say Malfoy didn't enjoy that kiss either. And shouted and glared over at Pansy and Blazy. Pipe down, Weasley, Pansy replied coolly. That's part of the game. If it was a big deal, then you can just take a shot, Ron glared at her. I don't think it's a bad idea at all, Lavender said. She seemed to enjoy watching people kiss. Exactly. It's part of the game, Seamus added. The shit-eating grin. Oh, God. That he had crossed his face when Harry was dared to kiss Draco still there. Aw. Yeah, because he's like, oh, so you like Draco. Because I could tell. I won't kiss him if he doesn't want me to, Blacy announced, getting ready to pick up the bottle of fire whiskey. Neville said, no, I don't mind. It's just a dare. Neville all but whispered, and Blacy had to fight not to fight a smile. Blacy felt giddy, and nervous as he stood up and walked over to Neville. Neville looked up at Blacy as he sat down in front of his knees. I've never kissed anyone before, Neville muttered, looking very shy as Blacy looked at him. Blacy was well known as being a bit of a player around school. He'd come out as gay in his third year. From then on, had rarely not been in a relationship. Knowing this, Neville really didn't want to screw up and completely embarrass himself. Good reasons, kid. That's fine. I don't mind. Blacy replied, pressing his lips to Neville's before he could shake it out. Neville quickly shut his eyes and Blacy kissed him. He knew he wasn't supposed to have his eyes open as he kissed. At least the kiss was so quick and over a bit fast that both of them wanted. When it was over, Blacy rushed back over to his place, both his and Neville's faces coloring fast. Blacy cleared his throat, trying to break some of the tension in the air, and gain some composure. He quickly picked up the bottle and spun it. You know what? Wow. Okay. Spun it. From there on, game slowly became a bunch of kissing dares and more noisy truths. Oh, I knew it. Dean and Seamus kissed Pansy and kissed Lavender, and Millicent was dared to sit on Goyle's laps for a few rounds. I'm exhausted, Hermione said, yawning, stretching her arms above her head. Well, it is past 2 in the morning, Ron said. Dean and Seamus had fallen asleep together on the couch. Amelia, Ron, and Millicent had gone to bed an hour ago. Pansy and Blacy were beyond drunk and starting to get a bit hysterical, and Harry was becoming sleepy with the amount of alcohol he consumed because he was just chugging it. We should probably all head to bed, Neville added. He started to stand up and grab the empty bottles. Harry's probably going to fall asleep in the common room. I can so see that. Bottles and put them in the bag. Seamus and Dean brought them in. I'll bring these to Seamus's room so then he can get rid of them without Headmaster McGonagall finding them or another professor. Neville headed up to the dorms. Yeah, let's all go to bed. Come on, Harry. And Harry's just probably like knocked out. Hermione was helping Harry up the stairs, helping Harry up and giving him over to Ron to help him to bed. Good night, Marnie, Ron said, placing a kiss on her cheek, leading Harry off to bed. Yeah, because he's probably like drunk and stumbling right now. Anyway, it's getting pretty long now. You know what? I'm fine with long. When Draco got into his room, it wasn't long after Harry had gone to bed, but Draco could tell he was already asleep by the soft snores he could hear coming from Harry's bed. Draco caught himself smiling and hurried to take a shower. When Draco finally got out of bed, he found that he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking back to the kiss he shared with Harry. Draco reached his hands up to his mouth and ran his fingers over his lips silently. He could still feel Harry's lips pressed against his, and he couldn't get it out of his mind. Draco's eyes wandered over to Harry, where Harry was sleeping, spread out on his back, his mouth open. Oh, how soft Harry's lips were, and the taste of alcohol in his breath was intoxicating. And he's sorry for the the fireworks in the background. It's the 4th of July, so intoxicating. And he had the urge to go over and wake him up to feel Harry's lips on him again. Okay, and Draco shook his head, trying to clear his thoughts from his head, and turned over, facing his back to Harry. Okay. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is Hope Love signing off. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Bye.